face seems almost like half turned into the light. It's just a skull missing an eye, but with some tendons and sinew stretched over it. It's time. I'm coming.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're back. We know we missed last week. We're D&D Boyband. A group of friends all like to play D&D Pretty Boys because apparently it's not fantasy and it's everyone's hot. My name is Jamie, and joining me tonight are a group of fantastic D&D players. First of all, we have Ben as Mercy,
Blessed this week and its maker.
Sai as Kwan,
Hello.
Lude as Casimir,
Death of the music bot was merely a setback. We are fixing it, but for now we are playing to silence.
Matt as Than,
You yoinked my intro. I was going to make a complaint about the music bot dying.
No, you can make a complaint
Sadly-
about my intro. Nice.
No. Sadly, we are missing Eski because something about an anniversary. Very unfair. And Lauren is unwell. We hope to give her a couple more sessions, maybe as Greg. We shall see. But that is everyone. Do we have any announcements before we start?
Well, I guess the announcement is that we had an amazing time at Comic-Con. Sai and I had a really nice time on a panel chatting with Mark Humes, with Samantha Bayard. It was great. We spoke about all things inclusivity and how tabletop role-playing games can bring that about. It was sick. So yeah, thank you to anyone who tuned in. It was really, really nice, and hopefully we can find a link for the streamed thing because I believe it was streamed or recorded. So yeah, it was really nice. Thank you. Yay.
I'm sorry. Just mute anything else. Are we all okay?
No.
So,
yeah, I think we're good.
last session, you had a encounter with Scornveer, the necrotic wake, the black dragon who made her home beneath Alaratha. You brought your friend, the Beholder, with you, and somehow
Yay.
Praxia made
Yay.
it a lot easier than I think I was expecting. And the fact that they were frightened of each other and I barely ever recharged her acidic breath was not great. So you defeated her. You defeated her cobalt minions. Graxia has set themselves up in Scornveer's lair, and you have looted the treasure. Many items and gold have been recovered. I don't think we got much further. You have all leveled, so you are all now level 8, I believe, except for Casimir,
Hooray.
who is under influence of the item, the Dark Star, that you have been holding since your fight with somebody who introduced himself as Simone, but seemed to be some other kind of entity. You have learnt that Abaddon is taking monsters and imbuing his soldiers with their power. You have learnt Scornveer had some relation to Vizul's brother, Bezrin.
Do you guys
at
think
least they were
they?
aware of each other.
Do you think they were dating?
What, Scornveer and Fezrin?
Yeah.
She did give him her egg, so
Right.
maybe it's his egg, it's his child. And he's like a deadbeat dad trying to run away.
Maybe.
You did, of course, know that Scornveer had access to the clone spell, which is your current concern, as well as others.
Maybe we should ask him if he is a deadbeat dad, though, next time we see him.
Yeah.
You know that Vizul is on his way to the Sunken Isles. You know Abaddon has begun war. You have information the High Arbiter sought from you about who the Immaculate Ecclesiarchy plan to go to war with. You have Tyr's sword. You have a lot of options before you. You can go to the Silent Canyon to attempt to learn more about blood magic. You have learned that blood magic so far seems weak or is stopped by things that shield your mind. There is that intrinsic link. You've also learned a little bit more about how it relates to Casimir's past abilities. Than has revealed some stuff about their backstory, particularly in the flashback episode. And Mercy has the Order of the Shell to perhaps investigate. So, you have a lot of money. You leave the sewers, Graxia setting up as his minions to go forth, but we'll have to deal with that consequence at some point. D&D Boyband. You have a couple of options ahead of you. You can take downtime. You can go to the Silent Canyon with Greg. You can potentially go forth to Sacramar. You can return to the High Arbiter. or something else? I know we've talked before about having too many options. There are impetuses that can be provided, but for now, maybe talk as in character about what is next.
Well, just out of character, I think. Sorry, I know we've been given an order, but I'm going to immediately just obey it because I'm a D&D player. We came to Alarafa to learn forbidden shit, right? About blood magic, try to figure out what Sakramar's doing, blah blah blah. And we've kind of not done that. We know some like vague stuff about it, but I don't think we feel like we have anything juicy, right? Like if we found another thing like at Razor's camp, like a ball of blood magic, we couldn't stop it or fix it or dissipate it safely, which is what we came to do. So I guess I'm thinking personally as Clued, we should probably finish that up and then talk about where we go next, because that might change our impetus to go elsewhere.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's probably best, right?
I think that was also a motivation for going here first, as opposed to following what's his face to Sakramar and the Sunken Isles, because we were Fazul. That's it. Thank you. Because we were concerned about stumbling onto the I've forgotten his title as well. My God, I've forgotten everything.
It's been a long time.
Ptolemy the Third. What's his title?
The High Praetor of Sacra.
The High Praetor. Thank you. Yeah, we were concerned about whether they might have like balls of blood magic under the city as well. So I agree with that.
Legit. So
Yeah, I mean, I think learning more about blood magic is good. Fans probably interested in that as well. Kind of soul, weird, strange stuff. Interested in kind of pursuing that thread.
Yeah, agreed. But DM, can you tell us everything like silent that we know about Silent Canyon? Give us a refresher on everything, please.
Okay, let's have some history checks. So what you all know is that, at least as players, what we can talk about outside your king. Alarafa is the City of the Dead. It is the closest bastion of civilization beyond which that most people are allowed to go, beyond the realms of the dead, the realms of the Raven Queen, where all souls pass through, noticeably through the Salt Spire. As some of you saw in a session that seems to have been lost to the ages, every soul in Lukai, when it passes on, goes through the Soul Spire, and their final thoughts or words are recorded there. Beyond this is an area that officially nobody exists in, but you have all learnt via Greg that there is a civilization there. There are those who are too powerful or for whatever reason do not pass on, who exist in kind of the transitory state between life and death. That's probably messed up the cameras, right?
Yeah.
And Greg has let you know some things about what has happened, but you don't know much more. You haven't directly asked, and they haven't been particularly forthcoming. It is a land ruled by the undead, as you know.
We learned something about who was it? Skeletons going backwards. Yeah.
Greg's job, or in with the city, is that Greg sneaks in through the sewers under the guise of his circus and recovers those who make their way in. There is a delicate understanding that nobody in the city officially acknowledges anything that goes on beyond it, but most of those in power probably know. And Greg is that link.
But there was like a guy in red. So when we were in Tears Tomb, there was a lich in red or something that was finger of deathing people and seems to be having skeletals go the other way and coming into the city. So we have sus on some faction within the lich land, right? Do we know anything about them other than that there's a lich in red and he bad? I think Scornveer said something, but I don't remember.
I can't remember exactly.
It was in the two.
There is a faction in my notes, but I don't know how much you know without giving spoilers.
Okay, well, we think there's a bad lich. There's some council, right? Some lich council, something, mummies.
The Fanatic Council. No, the Fanatic Circle is the name.
Fanatic or fanatic, like the League of Legends?
Fanatic, TH, as in Thanatos, because I'm super
Dan.
original.
Fanatic. Oh, that's cool. Are they good at esports?
TH.
Cool. Okay. So I guess we're kind of reliant on Greg to take us down to the Silent Canyon and to get us there safely. Because we went down to the Sphinx and we decided to turn back because we were worried we were just going to get fucking melted by all the liches when they saw a living person down there. So I guess if we're good to head down there. Actually, I don't know. Is there anything people want to do up in the city before we go down?
If we're not having like a designated week of downtime, if we're just heading down, I'm chill, just going down, and we can do like downtime after this little escapade.
Here's the thing: we've literally just won the lottery. I'm gonna need more than a day to figure out what I want to buy with all that fucking money. So, yeah, I'm good to just go down.
Yeah.
Maybe in the interim, sorry.
No, you talk.
Maybe we just top up on potions or something, or like, you know, some very obvious things we might need, like supplies, whatever, and then head. But then like larger stuff will need some thinking.
I am a level behind you guys, so I might politely request we wait for a portent from Mercy to fix my situation, which is day after tomorrow. Because if we end up fighting liches and shit down there, I am dead weight.
Yeah, but also we probably need a long rest, right? After that,
we definitely need a long rest.
Yeah.
Two things. Your history checks, please.
History checks.
On it, but yes, you can and maybe should have a long rest.
I'm a nerd.
I'm dumb.
2.
15.
Okay. 7.
Okay. So, 15 the highest.
That's okay. I didn't want to roll. It's fine.
Sorry, what did you roll? Oh, you just didn't want to roll.
No, I rolled a 14.
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
14 and 15. You know that this Alarafa hasn't been around since the start into One of the Kai, and there are early histories that indicated there was once a civilization that lived a little closer to where Alarafa currently stands. It was destroyed by one of, I think, Abaddon's second crusade, defeated by them. And ever since then, Alarafa was built towards as a bastion, a kind of mutual city that rules for the benefit of those who come to visit and those who mourn on, rather than an entity in of itself. Not much is known, as that area is sealed, but you do know that of the relics that have been brought back, that empire worshipped Merkel rather than the Raven Queen. I'll give you its name as well. It was the Skargard Empire, Skargard.
Like Alexander Skarsgård, the True Blood
Without
actor?
without some S's on there, yeah.
Cool. Was he in True Blood? Was he Eric? I think he was Eric.
They're probably in everything. Like there are like 4 of them.
There are a few of them, aren't there?
So you know that you are going into the ruins of a civilization at the very least, but you can ask Greg as well what you think. But yeah, I'd say you will can rest and recover perhaps before Greg takes you, and you can all complete a long rest.
I know we wanted time to decide what we're doing with our vast amounts of money, but there were like some potions, some spell scrolls. Did we want to split them up before we go down?
Maybe it's a we'll do it offline.
Alright.
Stop-ins.
Sure. And before any combat begins, maybe, you are welcome to say you have bought X amount of potions as per player handbook price for healing potions and stuff.
I bought 5 million potions.
You don't have that much money.
What do you mean?
So,
are we good with
Casimir,
Yes.
Constitution saving throw if you're having a long rest.
Do I sleep near Quan? How close to Quan do I sleep?
As close as you wanna.
Do we share a room?
That's game.
How? Yeah,
How are we sleeping? Are we in all in one room? Are we piled in?
we're top to toe in the same bed.
We're top to toe in the same bed. All right, so I'll add Collins plus 1.
That's what.
Con save. No. 17.
17. You pass this time. It's fine.
Okay. No spooky
Nothing
dreams of
happens. You all sleep
space
well.
and
You all
light?
rest. Nope. You all sleep well. You rest. You wake up. You all feel tired, a little bit burnt. Maybe uncertain about what Graxia is going to do, but stronger for your experiences nonetheless. Hopefully, you've all levels. You've all taken what you need. Is level 8? Level 8 isn't a feat or a stat level. It's
It is a feat.
No, it's stat.
okay. You should all take the stats, obviously.
Yeah. Your portent was day after tomorrow, right, Mercy? So it would be another long rest to survive before we can cure me of my star problem.
Yeah, the best I could give you is an 11 today, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. So maybe if we say today is our like shopping day that we'll do offline and go through the catalogs and buy a boat and recruit sailors and shit. 'Cause clearly that's how we'll spend.
Okay. Presumably, we will do this off stream slightly as well. But if you want to spend today cataloging it, you do have enough to buy a boat. You do have enough to man that boat. Sailors, Alarafa is a port city.
Oh, cool.
Do you want your port city? Do you want it on the north or south side?
Ooh.
I mean, we can sail around if we get it wrong, but
Yeah, just extra days.
No, that's a while.
okay.
Immediately
let's do that
to the
off-
north.
Mm.
Okay, immediately to the north, you could talk about it, is Sacramar. Immediately to the south, no, is the south is the Flameblade Syndicate, as well as some other places.
Yeah, Sacramar and Flameblade Syndicate are north, and then south is
Yeah.
we are pretty south.
Um,
West would be
No, south is the Dwarf Lord.
yeah, Geb and shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
North.
We'll deal with that later. You can buy a boat. You can buy hirelings for it. I will work out exactly what that costs.
Can
as
we
well
get
as
a
some items,
cool
but-
like a boat, like a City of the Dead themed boat, like a cool boat?
Like the dead man's chest.
Okay.
The
We're gonna have to
Flying
talk
Dutchman?
about this because that's your aesthetic. That's not everyone's aesthetic. All right, so chill the fuck down. Chill the fuck out.
We could do tasteful golf with some sunbeams. Oh, we need
You may design the boat, and if you want to also, given how much money you have, everyone who meets you is immediately you flash the cash is willing to do whatever you want. If someone wants to draw the boat or give you the aesthetics of the boat, sure, but it is a long ship.
We can argue about this at length in WhatsApp. I
And
feel.
argue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
Good.
What is he doing?
Just
He's
vibing, man.
standing. He's just standing.
He is. He's just settling. He's destroying the bet. You could.
Bless him.
Anyway, you may have another long rest
Yep.
if you so wish.
Yep.
You may roll your con save again.
Yep. 16. It's one worse.
All of you.
Oh.
No.
What do you mean, all of us?
No.
Awaken
Sake.
in the dark. None of you can see each other. As you move, you hear slight rustlings. Presumably one of you speaks first and you can hear each other.
You probably, the first thing you hear is Casimir swearing under his breath, fuck, not this again.
Who is it able to? Are we able to tell who's rustling? Assuming we sort of know where everyone's sleeping or when to sleep, which direction it's coming from.
You can hear each other, but when you look around, you can see absolutely nothing. It's completely pitch black.
Do we feel like we're in bed
And you
or are we
don't
standing?
You don't feel like you're standing, but you're not lying down. You're not touching anything. You're hovering, if you ever had the experience of flying.
Well, someone didn't take
Hello?
my spell in the Arakocra dungeon, so I guess we don't know that one.
Is this normal? Hello?
Then, wait, you're here?
Wait,
I think we're all here.
are we not awake?
Oh, welcome to my dark star-induced night terrors.
What do you mean? Don't say that like that's a normal thing.
It's becoming normal
One.
for me.
There
Oh.
is. Sorry, go on. Pod is there. There's actually an addition. So there are suddenly where each of the voices coming from. There is. How many are there of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I crazy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 pinpricks of light. Small little ones that you notice as you move. You see them move, almost like one in this like center of you where you'd imagine you are, and the rest of you see that as well. The rest of you, all of you, apart from when you look down, you see 4. 1, 2, 3. No, you see 5. Sorry, 6 including you.
One is missing then?
One. Well, no. So sorry. So yeah, to be clear,
There's 6 of us and we see 5?
there's 6 of you. You see 5 when you look up and around.
Okay. So, right.
And
Go on.
no, sorry. I'm trying to work out, does Quan see one less? No.
Quan sees 5.
Quan sees 5.
We all see 5.
But where exactly are they? Like, how do we see this?
You are. It is if you don't exactly feel your body or your space or your consciousness, as you are floating in nothingness. Except there are 5 pinpricks of light around, and you can hear your fellow party members' voices coming from some of those lights.
It's like we're on Discord together in a dark room.
Yeah.
It's my normal evening. So, listen. The pinpricks of light at some point will... Well, you can't get closer to them. They will at some point drain some part of yourself into them, and like me, you'll lose power. And, that's how it goes.
Wait. Slow down. What do you mean, drain your power? I don't understand. Where are we?
We're in darkness and liminal space. Did you not notice I seemed rather weaker in the dragon fight? I lost my ability to cast a whole load of my magic. I was weaker, more frail. And I suppose you all being here means it'll happen to you.
Well, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really notice anything. Yeah,
There is no pinprick of light. I'm speaking.
What do you mean?
Sorry, Quan.
What do you mean you didn't notice it?
Well, you are a delicate tiefling. One could describe you as that.
Are you calling me frail, Quan?
I think that is what he's implying.
Absolutely not. No, I never said that.
I think
just-
it is.
You're nubile, you know?
What did you just call me?
Nubile.
Fuck off.
It means slim, young looking,
Limber.
supple.
I'm beautiful. Please don't call me nubile.
You can be
I think
both.
I find in the same.
9 hells. We're in liminal space and you start throwing that one around? Where are you,
I'm
Quan?
used to this.
What do you mean, where am I? I can't see anything. I can only hear your voices.
Well, your voice isn't coming from a light. Pod's coming from that irritating looking one over there.
That's not fair. Quan, you watch. The rest of you see it, but obviously it goes into you, so you lose it, as there is a single line that draws between each of the dots, connecting them. And as they move, it moves with them. The rest of you see that happen, and it begins to illuminate slightly. You're all connected by this line. And as that additional light in this place grows, you can all see that there is nothing at the end of that small glimmer other than that pinprick of light. But with the additional light, you see Quan is just standing there as Quan.
So we all hold light blob hands and illuminate the space, and we're all blobs, but Quan is Quan.
Yeah,
we
pretty much.
like breathed in too many fumes in the Dragon's Lair, man. This ain't drug and shit.
Hang on. Why do you have a body? Quan, why aren't you a blob?
He like looks down at him. Do I see myself?
You look fine.
That with this illumination, yeah.
Do we look fine? What do you see?
Except you're missing a hand.
Can I petition a check on behalf of another character?
Sure, go ahead.
Casimir is really smart, right? Would any of this signify something that would occur to smart Casimir that wouldn't occur to us players? You know, like what does that, what in this crazy situation does not having a blob body versus having a blob body, what could that mean? What are
That's
you
an
trying to
interesting
communicate, Jamie?
Where's your hand?
Kwan is cut from ear to ear, and it begins bleeding.
Okay, well, I was gonna say I'm not the weird one, given that I have a body and you're a blob, but I guess not anymore.
Did you feel that? Please tell me I'm the only one seeing that.
Yeah.
Kwan, if you look down, you see blood streaming down your chest.
Juan, you have
Hey,
blood
you okay,
streaming down
Quan?
your chest.
Did you
No.
feel anything?
I feel fine. I think we can all agree this is some kind of dream or hallucination.
Your hand.
It does
is
seem
missing.
very strange, because we're all blobs and you're a person.
Yes, what could that
Well-
signify, I wonder? As Casimir wonders, what could this possibly could signify?
Make an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence.
Yeah, fucking.
Oh yeah, that's a 19 plus 5,
Oh,
24.
Oh,
Wow.
oh wow.
Oh baby.
Okay, I'm gonna message.
Oh no.
Ugh.
He's gonna leave it to my meager brain real life
Interpretation.
interpretation.
Wait. Shouldn't we all just like deafen and then
Yeah,
Isn't
maybe
that
we should
better?
just deafen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Consciousness is that word. I did it.
Def-
That's
deafen
fine.
yourselves.
Okay, you
Okay.
can deafen yourselves, everybody. We'll give you the
Sign
signal when to
that.
come back.
Yeah. Right, tell me.
I told you, your and everyone else's, apart from Kwan's soul and consciousness, are in some way connected.
So I think these blobs are our souls and are
Based on everything that's happened, based on what the Dark Stars did previously, based on how it's interacted with you, how you felt like it was blood magic, how you know blood magic is kind of manipulating people's souls.
Jamie, Bane
Yes.
told me
Yes.
that Faerun was a thing. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
And did he tell me that Kwan was from there?
It's from another world.
Was from another world?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, no further questions. Okay.
What revelations?
I'm trying to
guess so.
think what this could possibly. The voice kind of trails off.
Casimir, you're intelligent. Why is Quan not a blob and also cut from ear to ear?
If you've
And
ever-
also, where are we? What does, is this a dream, or have we been, is this a different pocket of
Okay, DM, where do I
space
think
or-
we are? Where do I think we are right now?
As the light has reflected in your space, you look around and the glass, the way the light beams back, you are inside a dark crystal structure, possibly the Black Star itself.
Dude, we never lived. We're all just brains in a fucking crystal.
Holy shit. Oh
Think.
my.
Be
Think here, think
bones
there.
are
Get it
wet.
right.
No, we're not getting it right.
I think we may be inside the Dark Star, or at least our souls or our consciousness is. Ours are. Perhaps Kwan's is different for some reason I could not possibly comment on. Maybe it's to do with your Asimar nature, Kwan. Something to do with your divine heritage, surely.
Perhaps I'm protected in some way.
Your soul is not so easily reached. Perhaps this is why the blood magic slid off you before.
Well, That could make sense.
Yes. Probably.
So how did you get out of here then?
Hang on. Before we go, insight check. When
Yeah.
Casimir's doing that.
You inside checking a blob?
I'm
Yeah, I am.
Inside check them up.
I want to insight check that as well.
Can
for
I
my
insight
own
check?
personal reasons?
You may
Yeah.
all insight check your friend, your colleague.
I'll do it at disadvantage
Am I just
because
a
blobs
colleague
are hard
to
to
you?
read. Blobs
Look.
are hard
I
to
said
read.
friend.
Am I just
Look,
a
look.
colleague?
DM, you say you're really gonna insight check your friend as if that's some surprise. I just want to lay down the foundation here, which is that being friends with Casimir means insight checking pretty much everything he says. It's just most of the time I'm failing because he's so fucking charismatic. All right, if that wasn't obvious already, I hope it is now.
He's a pathological
Listen,
liar.
if you
You
could
should
all-
be questioning him all the time. Yeah.
So the way we do this is if you roll your insight checks, and I will give deference to Clueless Casimir. What do they fear? What do they get from each one of
No,
these?
I'll roll against it. I'll roll
Okay.
either persuasion or deception.
Yeah, you're about to give it away there, buddy. I'll roll deception.
I rolled a 12.
I got an
What did
18.
Casimir roll?
Well,
17.
The number on the dice is a 5, and my modifier is not that high. It's high, but it's
Lol.
not that high.
Like an open book, baby.
Somehow
Okay.
the blob is easier.
Alright.
The
Were you
blob,
Allow
open
me to
the
blob?
blob
narrate.
is easier to read than the face.
I will narrate. Yeah, there is something more honest about the sight of Casimir's soul than his face. Normally, he dresses up his words with his charming smiles and his beautiful face, but devoid of that, he seems to struggle. And you can tell from the way his voice quivers and the light of his soul kind of flickers, he's questioning his own words. And he's not told you the whole
Wow.
truth.
Wow.
What a
Okay,
soul.
but what else though? We know you're lying or you're not telling us all the truth, but what kind of thing are you like?
Yeah, you gotta
Give
fight.
us
You
a bit
gotta,
more.
you gotta
Yeah,
give us
he-
a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess the only thing I could give you would be like the feeling behind the lying, right? It doesn't feel like a malice thing. It feels like an uncertainty, like he doesn't know if he should tell the truth or not. Like
So
he seems
basically,
to-
you've just found out that
he seems nervous.
my wife is cheating on me, and you don't know whether to tell me that my wife's cheating on me.
I think
It
that's
feels a
the
bit
kind of
like it
lie.
feels a bit like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
No, she was at girls' night.
Yeah, your soul's totally. Yeah, it's fine, dude. He sounds nervous, I think. It's nerves is the source of the lie.
How do we? Have you been here before, Casimir? It sounds like you know what's going on.
Well, I have. As I said before, this is why I was somewhat reduced in might in my contributions to the dragon fight. Every time I
When
speak...
you say might, what you mean? This is what you were talking about, because you physically look as nubile and
Can we not
weak
make this a thing?
as ever. You'd appear,
We're going to stop
appearance-wise-
calling me nubile, Mercy. I'm just going to make this clear, all of you. If you ever
I'm
call
just
me...
repeating what Than has
If you
described
call me
as.
nubile in sight of anyone we know, I will be so angry.
But we know each
Isn't
other.
it a compliment?
It has a certain connotation, then, doesn't it?
Does it? What connotation?
Haven't you read erotic fiction before?
What is that?
I forget you're a child.
Are you questioning what erotica or fiction?
No,
is?
I think we should move on to more important things, considering where we are.
Where are we?
When,
Oh yeah, the crystal.
when I say reduced in might, Mercy, what I mean is I didn't even have the energy to cast powerful magic that I knew I'd done before. I couldn't do it. I was
We understand.
reduced in capacity. Felt like I would.
Yes, your intellectual might, your mind might, your magical might.
No, my mind was fine. Please, my mind was absolutely fine. I was not reduced in intellect at all. It's, you know.
Does he stumble over his words like that?
No, because he's really, really articulate.
Okay.
And
Slowly, the lights grow brighter.
quite,
He's like shielding his eyes, like he's squinting.
Is Quan still bleeding
what-
out from his neck?
Yeah.
You're still
Quan,
going.
you're
Do
you're
you
bleeding.
Feel okay?
I mean, DM, I assume I feel fine. You haven't told me otherwise.
You do feel fine, yeah.
What happens
Just
if I
one
float over to Quan?
You float over to Quan.
Yeah, can I like enter Quan's space?
Oh,
You
that's
can.
dude.
Whoa,
no,
whoa,
you
whoa.
can-
This guy's like, what's he
consent,
doing?
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I float inside Quan's nostril? I do not do that.
Yeah, you can get near to Quan, but
Yeah.
What else
If I
do
go
you
up to
do?
Quan, do I bump in? Does the blob bump into Quan, or does anything happen?
no, you pass through.
Okay.
Do you feel your hand, Quan?
No.
Quan,
Not
it's like you're not
really.
even there.
Well, I mean, it could be you that's not there. I mean, arguably,
the
I have my
blobs.
body.
Can I blob over to either
Quan's
Than
right. We
or-
are the blobs.
Can I blob to either Than or Casimir and see if anything happens?
Which one first?
Let's go the closest one.
Sure. You and Than, as you approach, there's actually you suddenly realize there's a point of no return, and you're just moving closer and closer. And you can't stop.
Okay. I guess
Yep.
let it happen.
Than and Mercy combine. Both of you are no longer in this interaction, and Eski and Casimir, Pod and Casimir, you begin feeling yourself drawn towards this amalgamation.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, no, I don't want to combine with them, please.
What's happening? I don't like this.
it's like that soul orgy from Rick and Morty.
I don't
Yes.
I don't want to collide with them. I don't want to become amorphous with the idiots in my party. I will desperately try and escape this bubble.
Push and strain as you do, you cannot avoid, and all of your souls, as they are, amalgamate into one. You watch as the sole remaining witness, as the outsides of what you see to be now the entire crystal of the dark sphere, this central bright orb grows brighter and brighter and brighter until it fires out northward, straight up. And you watch as that line, that beacon, goes and goes and goes until it hits something far off in the distance. And could you roll a perception check for me?
This is like
Ooh.
the message it's been sending out.
Because we knew it
and
was
this
a
is where it's
homing
sending it
beacon,
to.
and it's finally been
Yeah.
powered enough to send a message. Oh,
What's a homing beacon?
the dark
This
star?
Casimir's
The dark
gem
star.
that's
Oh
killing him.
yeah.
cool
Perception,
metal
did you say?
Yep.
Oh, guys, I'm not built for this.
I did okay.
You're not
No,
rolling
just
that.
just one.
You're an
Oh,
amorphous
shit.
blob, Mercy. Oh shit!
Oh, okay, cool.
Is
No
that
worries.
a good roll from Sai?
21.
No way.
Hey.
Looking up in the
Can
distance,
roll, no way.
far, far away, you squint and you peer through the darkness with this light. It hits something that you look, and it seems to be kind of make it out. It's a chest, definitely the chest of something. But you look, and as now the shadows kind of hits and the light begins to shimmer across it, it's dismembered. It's dismembered.
Wait, I just went through a roller coaster. I
Yeah.
thought you meant like a physical,
chest.
like a treasure
no,
chest.
no.
And then I thought it was funny because I thought I was looking at boobs, but then
You were looking
it is
at
actually a
boobs.
chest. Okay, right. It's a dismembered. So what's on the chest?
When you say
Is there a head?
dismembered,
It's strange. It's almost like not only is it dismembered, you can't see arms, you can't see legs. Half the torso of this creature is missing, and it seems to almost be the skin is peeling back to reveal kind of blood and sinew behind. But as the light hits it, a tiny bit of it seems to almost heal over. And as you're squinting, you hear the thing, a face seems almost like half turn into the light, and it's just a skull missing an eye, but with some tendons and sinew stretched over it that stares back at you.
It's not
Okay. Okay. So does it look like it's regenerating?
Slightly.
Okay. Do I see any characteristics of it that I would be able to recognize who or what this might be?
Is it naked?
It is naked.
Mhm.
You don't recognize it at this point. It definitely looks humanoid, but there's not enough of it to be able to ascertain features or skin color, tone, muscularity, size. But it's something pulling itself together.
Oh.
And so what was the relationship, sorry, remind me again, between like the lads coming together into this bright light and then
The lights was sent up from this. They
okay.
used the energy and light to point at this thing, or point this thing towards the star.
As in, this has like drawn
Okay.
its attention and
Seems-
regenerated it. Because when Greg inspected this, Greg said it was like a homing beacon and calling out to something, right? So would Quan think that this is what it was calling out to?
Yes.
That's fucked up, bro.
Okay.
When you wake up.
No. Before
Okay.
before I wake up, I'm gonna try just speaking. Does it react? Like,
What do you
does
say?
anything happen? I just say hello, Casimir. Than.
You see a fucking skull within you, and you're like, "Yeah, that's my guy."
That's my Casimir.
No, I'm not calling Casimir at the thing. I know that's probably not you, but or at least I hope it's not you.
Probably.
Um,
Do
Zombie
you
body
speak
horror.
Celestial?
I do actually. I do speak Celestial.
Cool. Everyone else can mute.
Ah.
Okay.
Wait, I need to.
Okay, everyone's muted. No, apart from I can just saying it off. In a croaking voice that reverberates throughout all of it, reverberates throughout your space. It shakes the very glass in which you are situated. The beacon that's an amalgamation of your friends' souls seems to flicker as it does. It's time. I'm coming. And then you wake up.
Okay.
You all wake up.
Ah.
Ourselves or
Do we
in a
lose a
blob?
level,
Ah!
Samarius?
No, no. You wake up as yourselves, feeling strangely like you've just like it is a little bit like you wake up and you see yourself wake up as if for a second you're having an out of body experience that returns to you.
King hell, everyone! I just had a nightmare that you were all in the Dark Star and we combined, and I saw Pod's soul. It was so confusing.
No,
Thanks,
no.
too.
I had
No.
the same nightmare.
No,
We
you
were all
didn't.
in there.
No.
I believe it was in fact a real experience.
No. I have to tell you something because when you disappeared, did you see anything? Did you see anything that happened when you combined?
I saw Pod's
felt it.
childhood. He was chewing sticks and leaves.
Felt extremely
Oh, they
superior.
tasted good actually.
And then I felt this intense, overwhelming anger and frustration at having a small penis.
I felt intense feelings of inferiority that I've never felt before in my life.
Oh, that must be bad.
I don't know which one of you that's associated with, but
That was me. Sorry.
oh, I thought so.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Khan. You look quite stressed. What?
Yes, I saw something which you didn't respond to me. I can only assume you had already woken up. But when you combined, I saw something. When Greg, what did he say? When Greg told us this, and I would have made that link, right? The link to the what's it called again?
The Dark Star and the Beacon.
Yeah. When Greg talked to us about the Dark Star, he mentioned something about it calling. I can't remember. Casimir, do you know what I'm talking about?
Sure. I'm sure he does, right? The homing
Yes.
beacon thing, calling
You're
out
very
to something in the
aware of this
cosmos.
thing.
Yes.
Well, the good news is that I think I have an idea about potentially what it's calling to. The bad news is I don't know exactly what it is, and it didn't look very friendly. And he explains like how the bodies seem to be knitting itself together, and before I woke up, it said, "It's time. I'm coming." Which sounds
What kind of dream did you have, Quan? Wow.
Well,
Mercy doesn't laugh because they don't think like that. But
yeah, sorry, I didn't laugh in character. He looks very upset and very stressed.
yeah.
yeah, Casimir also looks very upset.
It's time. I'm coming. And that sounds very threatening.
Sorry.
Do not come.
Well, next time I'm intimate with someone, I'll try that time.
It's time.
Mm.
Sorry. Keep going. Very
Actually,
very
Quan,
threatening.
Quan, I will say, can you make an insight check on the voice?
Yeah, my hearing was very good.
It's
Children, one and all.
Imagine looking someone in the eye though.
I'm gonna say that next time. It's time.
It's time.
Oh my god.
You can't move D&D to a Thursday and expect us to not have these utter meltdowns. Okay,
30 plus, I can't believe it.
okay, what am I rolling, sorry?
Insight.
Insight. That's a 5. I rolled a 2.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You felt it was strange. The voice felt warm, comforting. There's no malice in it.
Oh.
Oh no.
Would you say it felt intimate?
Soothing.
Almost.
But on the
Oh.
plus side, it did feel like, even though what it was saying was threatening, the tone of it seemed to be very friendly, very comforting. So perhaps
So the Dark Star is a beacon for a nice warm hug from a cosmic entity, or?
are you making fun of me, Casimir?
No, I'm really hoping that's the case.
But Quan, you described it as having its flesh sort of flayed and sort of coming apart as well. So, you know, we must.
So? What's wrong with that? Sometimes entities are missing some flesh. Sometimes it needs to be regenerated.
Usually, it's the dead who are missing flesh.
Right, and we don't judge Greg for being withered and disgusting in his true form, do we?
Actually, a lot of people do.
Well, we shouldn't.
I
Okay.
didn't say he looked disgusting. That's a pretty mean thing to say.
Well, no, just the implication. You know, Quan, I do want to believe that this entity is warm and comforting. But I can't help but think of my recent revelation in the, oh my god, help, Clueda's having a mind blank. Casimir says the word, but the observatory that Simone was sat in. thinking about the stars winking out at the end of the world. Now, I haven't shared this with you. We've not quite had time. But I had a certain revelation around the cadence of the event, the order in which the stars wink out. It's roughly every 20 years or so, seemingly at random in points in the sky. Now, before the most recent one, it had been around 500 years or so since the last one winked out. There was a 40-year gap, so it was double the length of time between events, which implies that one should have happened in the middle, but didn't. There was a star that didn't wink out around 500 years ago, and it coincides with our impression of when the lost plane went missing. And I'm not sure. I'm sort of just needed to get this off my chest. I don't really know what it means beyond we missed our extinction event, perhaps. Perhaps we were meant to wink out like the rest of them, but we didn't. I'm unsure.
And there's something to do with the lost plane?
It's something to do with the lost plane, but then if there's something being called out to from the dark star, maybe that's what is doing the destroying. I don't know. There's no tinfoil hat in Lakai, right? It's a paper hat theory.
Mm. And
Are
Casimir,
they
you
linked? I'm not sure. DM, does that sound ridiculous? Does it? Thinking about the cosmic
Neither.
things going on?
No.
Casimir, you think that the stars have been going out every 20 or so years, but for longer than 500 years, you mean?
Yes.
At 500 years ago, it just didn't happen.
The implication, I think, is that it was our time, and it was skipped. It was prevented, it was missed. And what that means for us today, I'm unsure, but I do wonder if what Quan just saw might be the entity responsible.
Well, this gem's one of Abaddon's, right? I thought they were anti-end of the world.
Yes, they are.
And one other thing, I think we should seriously reconsider keeping a hold of this. And he gestures to it. When this creature spoke, your lights, they dimmed, or I can't see anything good about staying linked to whatever this creature is, whether it's friendly or not.
No, Mercy, we have to do something about it today. Your fates. The fates can't mean for us to die in this way.
Something curious I think I should mention. When I did try to hit it, Geb intervened and protected it.
What?
I don't know what that means.
Geb?
But, yeah.
Why is the Lord of the
You
Earth
were there,
protect?
Casimir.
But I don't understand.
None of this makes any sense.
It would take real power and real intent to intervene so directly in Lakai. It's why
Wait. Sorry, go ahead.
it's really why the 12 prime 11 prime deities act through their worshippers, their followers, and their archons, because direct intervention such as shielding something from the act of a mortal is quite disruptive to flows of destiny and such.
Yeah, it's
Then,
crazy.
is Geb your god? Do you worship Geb?
No. Do not worship him.
And so, why Geb?
Is Geb
And-
hell-bent on destroying the world? That would seem it
And
ought.
how did you know it was Geb?
When I tried to hit it, it flashed with a protection rune that I know is Geb's holy symbol.
I see.
So, boys, listen. I think the top of our shopping list for forbidden knowledge in the Silent Canyon may now just be anything to do with any of this. Stars winking out, extinction events 500 years ago, the lost plane, reconstituting cosmic beings, dark stars, anything.
Well, you want us to shop around for that stuff? Like ask people about reconstituting beings?
No, there will be horrendous, disgusting, forbidden knowledge in a city populated by liches, mummies, and the like.
Oh, you mean in the Silent Canyon? I thought you just meant in
Yes.
Alarafa.
No,
Right.
down in the ancient empire or city of Skargard? Skarsgård?
Skargard.
Oh god. Skargard, although it's going to be Skarsgård from now on, I'm sure.
Alexander Skarsgård, yes.
Skarsgård sounds good.
Who's your favourite Skarsgård?
The one that plays Eric.
Good
Okay.
stuff.
Do mummies are mummies capable of speech?
Yes.
No, that was a question to Casimir.
Why not? Why wouldn't they be?
Well, if they're missing tongues,
Well, I'm just curious. I've never seen one before.
Nor have I, but literature suggests that they are certainly capable of speech. Some choose to appear in the guise of mortals. No, they're fully sentient and active. Perhaps it's magical communications. They are indeed withered and desiccated beneath their bandages. But I feel like
Quine is looking more and more unsure about going to the Silent Canyon.
another thing, boys, maybe in the Silent Canyon, holy symbols, we might want to be tactful about how we display them. Maybe rein in our righteous aura. Particularly you, Pod. We can't be disparaging the undead in the Silent Canyon. It's a real faux pas.
I'm afraid my aura of protection is not something that I can control.
You, of course, your aura will, yeah, you have aura, but
Plus 10.
just don't call the undead abominations while we're down there. They're living valid lives and we should respect them.
or we could agree to just not calling them abominations so that we don't get absolutely murdered.
No, be very complimentary. Tell them it's amazing they're still kicking about. And I'll maybe not comment as to their shriveled organs and the like.
Sure.
You're asking me to compliment the undead abominations and tell them they are in fact not abominations.
Well, they're not abominations, Quan. I'm shocked you
Yes,
think so.
That's exactly what we're asking.
They're just a bit past their best, is all. But arguably, I'm sure they would say they are at their best. It's a matter of perspective, really.
Casimir, it's not yet been proved that such creatures of evil have feelings that you feel like the need to protect their feelings. It's not.
True, Greg didn't look very sad at being called an abomination, did he?
Juan is right. Undeath is a facsimile of life. It's merely a mirror.
No, that's their souls hanging around. They're
It is an
people.
animation by somebody else.
Thank you, Pod.
I hope you don't think
Well-
I'm an abomination when I become a lich.
As your
Oh,
friend,
no.
I used to tell you that I shall.
Oh, don't worry, Casimir. We won't let that happen.
Well, I quite intend for it to happen. It seems quite convenient. Although I do find the notion of losing the ability to eat quite distasteful. I do like my shellfish, and I would hate to lose the ability to appreciate that. So I'm hoping to find an alternative to lichdom that doesn't come at the cost of sensory experience.
Living a life
I'm
as
sure you
intended
can.
and dying.
No, I don't plan to die.
I mean, I'm sure you can find alternative ways that don't result in you giving up on things to achieve your goal.
I think so too. I think so. I think I can achieve eternal life without really sacrificing, the small pleasures. Anyway, stretched goals aside, that was a traumatizing experience. Let's research further once we're down there. And I agree, perhaps maybe we should see to fixing my vulnerability or attunement to this, the Dark Star as quickly as we can.
Oh,
That's
you
not
still
why you
weak
took your
enough?
break. You were going to use the portent roll.
Yes, I think that is where this is going.
Very well. Casimir, do you attempt to deattune yourself from this item?
I sure
I'm
do,
gonna
on the provision that
I'm gonna stand away
Mercy-
from Casimir.
No, can I support Casimir with whatever he needs, like holding his hand or giving him emotional support?
If Quan takes Casimir's hand, he'll grip it loosely and say, Quan, listen, the last time I tried this, it did go horribly wrong. I nearly disintegrated half of you because I couldn't master it. I don't want you to put your life at risk. If you'd rather stand far away, I'd understand. You know?
Okay. So to get the 16, Mercy will lead Casimir and Juan to a local park that's close by. We'll find a tree.
I need a
That
bless
is,
from Pod, by the way.
that's
Look over and be like, by the way, Pod,
still in
I
bloom.
want Kellenbor on my side.
It's a particular tree that Mercy has seen, and we'll wait until exactly 4:46 in the afternoon.
Very well.
I'll wait for this particular raven.
Get everyone
to
there
f-
at 1, though, just in case.
Yeah, absolutely,
Gonna be
absolutely.
late.
So when do we
Because-
start? Do
Because we have to figure out whether there are 6 or 7 koi fish in the park pond that day. If there are 7, then we can't do it. It has
Mercy,
to be 6.
There are 6. Are you happy? I don't know.
Oh yeah, yes.
I
Yes.
counted loosely, but he's
No, no,
going
I
to
think-
lean and whisper to Quan and say, "I'm pretty sure there are 7, but don't tell Mercy."
Just let him do his thing.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
6 koi, blue tree, 4:47. Okay, in about
That-
4
that's
hours,
again.
a raven will come by. No,
Wait,
this
4
is
hours?
16. Yes,
Right.
yes, 4:47.
Oh.
But I also saw that for the actual desynchronization from the dark orb, Casimir was standing on one leg while Quan embraced him.
Oh.
I'm serious, Quan. He kind of turns around. You are putting yourself at risk standing so close to this. I know that Tyr's power or whatever it is will be helpful, but I would rather your safety than have that there.
No, I mean, wait, was I here when everything blew up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
was
Sai was not
you were
here.
not here. Sai was not here.
Okay, can someone explain to me exactly what happened?
So
It was an AoE disintegrate.
yeah, Casimir announced he was going to master the orb. Attempted it in a short rest before we went down to fight the dragon. Failed his Constitution saving throw, and there was an AoE disintegrate of about 40-something damage, which left me on 1 HP. Which, if it reduces something to 0, insta kills them.
I'll be fine.
Exactly, Quan.
Like 65 HP.
Quan, there's no need to be afraid because I have already seen that nothing happens to you.
I'm not afraid. Tyr will protect us.
Oh, nothing happens. Oh, stay close by then.
Well, yeah,
It actually doesn't matter where you stand, Than, in this situation.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yes. So you're free to stand. Pod has to stand here, though. You have to be
Alright.
looking into the pond. Just count the fish, please, Pod. And,
I like koi.
and,
pretty.
actually,
You're
I'm
all,
not
They
in
taste
this.
really nice.
you're all crazy. Do you know what happened last time? We were lucky none of us were disintegrated, really.
By the grace of Cannonball, you shall succeed.
Sure, you don't need to put yourself at risk for
That's
me.
a bless spell, obviously.
I cannot abide, in fact, by you risking your lives for mine. You don't need to. Why would you do that?
Do you want to shut up? Do you want to shut up and embrace Quan already, like Mercy said?
There's no risk, Casimir, because it works.
He kind of looks up at Quan for permission /
Oh.
confirmation.
Oh, it's guys, it's 4:45. I'd
We've
start.
been here for 4 hours.
We've been here for 4 hours.
Casimir, if it didn't wipe you out previously, I'm sure I'll be fine. Think back to the blood magic. And anyway, I'm here if you need anything. Who knows how this will go? And well, we've all proved this before, right? We're in it together.
What do you mean if it didn't wipe me out? Is that frailty accusation coming back? I'm not frail.
I never said you're frail. I just said you are a man of a more delicate stature than the rest of us.
Not
You I
delicate.
believe is the word.
Thank you. And I'm not that either. And I suppose as
You're
Mercy
graceful.
announces 4:47, he kind of looks at Quine and says, do you think we should? I mean, if you're not comfortable with embracing, I
Before
shan't.
Casimir goes on, Quan just grabs his arm. Casimir.
All right. And he returns with a slightly shocked embrace. And I'll attempt to master the orb, DM.
Are you attempting to de-attune or are you attempting to master?
Master it.
Oh,
No,
sake.
this isn't what I gave you the 16
isn't-
for.
Isn't what we agreed. You
Make
said
your
we're gonna try and ditch.
charisma saving throw.
Okay. Wait.
16?
It's changed. It was wisdom before.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's
You
fine.
fucking waste man.
Lol.
What's Quan's bonus?
Nothing for fucking you.
Yeah, you are considered hostile and you don't get
Yeah,
benefit.
yeah.
You don't know what he's trying to do. You don't know.
Alright,
Greedy bitches
wait,
don't
what are
get
you rolling?
rewards.
What are you rolling? Sorry?
I'm not rolling because Mercy's foreseen the future.
Oh, it's +4 and saving throws.
20.
And I have a
plus
I have a
D4
bless. No, because I do have a bonus to charisma. Let me roll my bless. Okay. It's 3, 6, 10 plus 10. 26. 4 from Quan, 3 from my
Whoa.
charisma, 3 from bless.
That's a good roll.
What's on a roll?
No, it's
There's
okay.
no roll.
This all. You see, you remember your dreams. You look and you see the light fire off intermittently. You see it now, perhaps first time, not in whatever state you were before. Quan, you feel Casimir grows slightly warm as you're embracing him, and the rest of you see there's a flash of light.
You're a little quiet, DM. Can you turn
Sorry.
to be talking
Yeah,
at
yeah,
your
sorry.
directional microphone, please?
Casimir feels warm to the touch. Casimir, you feel that draining before, whatever is inside there begins to pull and tug at you. The rest of you turn. Pod stops counting koi. Mercy stops fussing over blades of grass or ravens. Dan, who is allowed to stand anywhere, simply turns around and Juan, could you make a wisdom saving throw?
What?
I'm posing in various different
Oh,
locations
here we
around.
go. Well, I have rolled a dirty 20.
Sure.
Ooh,
You don't jump back at this as you turn and you look at Casimir. And Casimir is the entity you saw earlier. And all of you see it now.
Oh. Wait, Casimir looks like shriveled and desiccated and.
Half of him is missing. The skull, there's like sinew, there's barely any recognizable features. There is an eyeball that seems to be almost like half forming. There is an arm which is a bit more fully formed. Whatever this entity is, naked. Blood, veins, sinews, bones beginning to slightly reform.
Casimir?
Where is my
One is-
mind in all of this?
Quine
You're
is
there, you're
immediately
present.
gonna push Casimir away in disgust and shock.
I'm gonna. Casimir? Is. What? What?
I feel fine, right?
Yeah.
Presumably he's holding the Dark Star outstretched in one hand, and he kind of... Can he see his own hand looking gross? Do I look fine?
You look gross.
Oh, fuck me. Do I...
Casimir, you need to let go of the orb.
Casimir,
did you
what have you
do?
done?
Well, I thought I would... I said I would master it, so it no longer affects you. Or me, really, but clearly it's,
I thought you were gonna disconnect from it.
Well, I disconnect its influence over me.
No, Casimir, you must disconnect from it.
Mm.
This is what we had agreed.
Are
This
you
is
yourself?
precisely what I warned you about.
Does anybody have 50 hit points? Everyone around you, as Casimir speaks, you must make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, yay.
Whoa.
16?
I just wanted to keep my magic item, you guys. I was so excited to have a magical item.
You're a shit person.
No, I just wanted one magic item.
You've really done fucked up.
Okay. Anyone roll over a 30?
Whoa. Oh, close. 28.
Cool.
17.
You are all, as you look upon the vision of Casimir, deafened and blinded.
Yeah, for sure.
Why can't I see? Hello? I yell. Hello?
Hell.
Casimir, you watch as your friends begin to yell and stumble around.
Fuck. I try and unattune. Fucking.
Try, make the roll.
But I blasted it, DM.
Yeah, you did.
I think
What the
Mercy
fuck?
has seen, and
Look,
I'm just gonna leave
terrible-
Casimir.
Terrible fucking decisions will get you terrible rewards, Clued. Just accept that
Am
and
I-
stop
Am
being
I
shit.
Am I really strong now, DM? Do I have a cool? What do I add to my con save? Is it a con save?
You're
What's my modifier?
yeah, you can add a plus. You can add a plus 15.
Oh. What?
27. Do I still have blast?
Yes.
30.
The Dark Star tumbles and lands on the ground.
Am I still gross? Is my hand gross?
Are we
No,
still
but
blind?
you're left with you're left with a name you've heard before in your head. Vashnarada.
Huh. In my time being gross,
Mhm.
did I feel any different?
Yeah. You felt obviously powerful. Your words rung with energy that clearly has done something to your friends. But you also felt as if you stretched out or tried hard enough, you could see anywhere in Lukai.
Damn, I should have abused that while I had it.
Just reattune to it, you know?
Interesting.
You're all
yourself.
deaf and blinded for 10 minutes.
Oh no.
Okay. I think I'm going to gather and gently take people by the hand and reassuringly use my my nice skin hands. You'd all recognise Casimir's hands. They're soft, they're well manicured, they probably feel nice. And gently calm people and sit them on the ground. Presumably we brought a picnic blanket and basket for our 3-hour wait.
No,
Or have we just been
No.
standing still for like 3 hours?
it wasn't in the weave. There was no picnic.
Okay, we're just sat in the grass, and he'll just gently rest people's hands upon the grass and attempt to pat them reassuringly because they're deafened and blinded, so he can't say anything to them.
After 10 minutes, you're groggily, slowly, your vision and your hearing are restored.
And I think the Dark Star is probably sat in the middle of the circle on the grass, and he has not touched it again. And he's looking at it in deep thought.
I'll take your appearance to mean that you did what we suggested.
You're back. Yes, I did. I did.
I'm white knuckle grip on my halberd until I get back to my vision and hearing. I just kind of come to like, oh, Casimir, you look good again. What the fuck happened?
You think I look good? He says without much humour in it.
I mean, yeah,
In the
right.
park.
Like,
Mercy. You use your highest perception, you notice them first. There is a figure that wasn't there previously, leaning against the tree.
Who is the figure?
Hooded, covered in chains, with a book. Book wrapped in red veins that pull towards their forearms and seem to connect them to the book. Casimir, the other of you, you've seen this figure perhaps once before, when they seem to tell Talos no, like Casimir's pact offer.
Fucking Severus?
wait.
Figure not necessarily leaning against the tree, but almost seems to have walked out of it, begins to take a couple of steps forward towards the Dark Star.
We all see this?
Yes. Mercy notices it first if Mercy wishes to do something, but as this
Right,
figure
okay.
begins to walk towards the Dark Star,
Hang on. Mercy, isn't... I saw this before. When Talos... when I offered a pact with Talos for power, this figure said no to it. It stopped Talos, prime deity of chaos. Is this... the red string? Veins? I can't tell. It sort of looks a little like your symbol, no?
Would Mercy put this together?
yeah,
So I think you see their eyes go sort of opaque and milky for a second, and then probably drop to their knees in a bow.
he bows. And figure the hood over the head slightly, but as it turns, you see like a withered face, grey hair, an old man's face with sparkling blue eyes. And looks and nods slightly at Mercy. Doesn't seem to pay much heed to the rest of you as walking semi-determinedly towards the Dark Star.
Hang on, what are you going to do with that? Is this fated?
Kneels
Oh,
down
Mercy.
next to it, not ignoring
Mercy.
you. Goes to pick it up.
Can I mage hand slap it away? Just roll it a few feet in the grass? Because Gab protected it, right?
As you move it a couple of feet, the figure stands up. Seems to let out a relatively long sigh that you all hear. and walks a couple more feet towards it.
I bop it a few
He's
more
been
feet.
here.
I bop it a
He's
few
been
more
here
feet.
10 seconds and he's
Dispel
tired of your
magic
shit
on
already.
this magic hand.
Does it count as spell, my mage hand?
Yeah, this time.
If you are Severus, why protect the end of the world? Why would you want our star to go out?
Picks it up. No one stops them.
I can't touch it. I can't touch it again. Everyone,
Turns to you. Holding it. Clasps it slightly in their palm. The page is flickering as they do so. When we are born, we understand that we die, or some do. Stories must have endings to have meanings. Be it now, be it 1,000 years from now, be it a millennia from now. The end is something you are not ignorant of.
why? Why should anything end?
Nothing truly does. Fragments, echoes, continue on to whatever comes next. But to you, when your life ends, do you truly care what comes after?
My life won't end, Severus. Fuck you, by the way.
It
I'm
shall.
not an echo or a fragment. I'm none of these things.
you're-
None of the people here are.
You're you, and until the end, that shall be true. But you shall be gone. Nothing lasts forever. Not I, not you, not us, not the stars.
So long as I'm around to witness it, this world shall continue. It's as simple as that. If you're shepherding in the end with that, with Vashanarada, whatever that is, I won't let it happen. I reject you and your stupid fate. It's bullshit. Really.
Sighs, and the book continues to flutter, and the veins almost, not very violently, but they pulse ever so slightly.
Mercy will look up at them and kind of disregarding what they just say in the kind of wind chime changeling voice. What is your purpose, Lord? For us?
Stability and compromise. An alternative to chaos. You know the teachings, and they are true.
We seek the path, although it is so hidden. We ask only for your guidance in finding it.
You are all doing well. I will say you can all make perception checks.
Fuck Severus, man.
7.
10.
9.
9. Fan. Someone can roll for pod.
7 from me. Nothing good.
Someone roll for Pod.
Pod's bonus is big, no? He's a
Yeah,
wisdom
it is.
class.
It's like +6, +7.
16.
Is that including the plus, or is that your straight roll?
Straight roll.
Straight. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Pod will say this afterwards. You're all following the path laid out before you, but it is wide. Some try to reject who they are and who they become. I'm sorry you do not like your fate, Casimir. I am sorry to each hurt by what must be and what has to come.
If I don't like my fate, why don't you give us the impetus to change it?
You have it within boundaries.
Boundaries.
Tomorrow you may have whatever you want for breakfast. Within 3 years from now, you may be somebody different. But there are boundaries, and ones you will all adhere to.
Boundaries doesn't sound like freedom, Severus.
Who promised you freedom?
No one, but I want it.
Are you grateful to your parents?
That's a question, yes.
Never asked for life. What makes you think you can demand anything of it? Your birth is merely an accident. Enjoy it.
He just narrows his eyes and looks at Severus, and I think like the hand
This
on which like a certain someone left a mark, I think he clenches that fist very tightly.
is the best I and the others could do.
Your
What
best
do you
is
mean
We
by
were
that?
given.
your best is dissatisfactory. Do better.
I cannot.
How could someone so weak-willed be a god? Ridiculous. What is Basha Narada?
The end.
When?
A while now. Longer than your lifespan. Longer than your fate.
He kind of says nothing to that and stares at the ground.
I'm sorry to intervene so directly, but this needs looking after.
Why didn't Geb want that destroyed?
Because none of them do. It's part of the pact, the agreement that was made. It's part of the weave.
Should Lakai have been destroyed 500 years ago? Did Basha Narada have come then?
Yes,
Why didn't it? Is it because Bane stopped it?
no.
So why? Why didn't it happen?
I don't want to tell you that.
Fucking gods. Fine. Fine. Fine.
Why would you let Lilith ascend?
I didn't. I failed. wasn't part of the weave. But as it rips and frays, it is rebound and rewritten, and we continue.
It seeks your destruction.
It seeks your destruction, sorry. She seeks your destruction, did you
It
say?
seeks your destruction.
She does.
She doesn't want our world to end. That seems quite reasonable to me.
She does not.
Do you want the world to end?
I accept
Is
the
it-
inevitability.
Why? You're a god. You're all gods. Why would the 12, 11, 12, whatever, prime deities not stop it? You surely want your pantheons to continue. You did? Stop it again. Keep doing it. Keep your domains. Keep your realms. Why are you all lying down and letting it happen?
There is no response. The face beneath the hood looks saddened, remorseful, but they don't have anything to say.
Lord, will you tell me what is at the end of the weave?
Vashnarada. And at the name and at the sound, they vanish with the dark star. And what Pod noticed is they took a great deal of effort to meet everyone's eye. They took time to talk to each one of them as they were talking, except for Quan. It was almost like Quan didn't exist to them, that they couldn't see him.
And Pod tells us that?
Pod will tell you that.
You know, Pod, Quan, I don't think your soul is the same as ours. You probably all thought this, it seemed quite obvious to me. But just to be clear, those motes of light in the night time that we saw, they are our consciousness, our souls. And I don't think it's a matter of divinity, really. I
Saying
think
Quan doesn't have a soul?
maybe I am. Or at least, if he does, it's not the same as ours.
That's rough, buddy.
Blood magic, I think, is direct interaction with the soul. We are all connected by it. When I summon Mateus, I'm directly calling on his soul. That is a form of blood magic. There is something directly being interacted with. One could not interact with Razor's well of blood magic because his soul is different to ours. The makeup of it, the structure, it is an oil and water situation. There is something different. Azamar are not so different to tieflings. We are descendants of Asmodeus and other celestials respectively. It cannot be that it is because Quan is an Azamar. I'm fairly sure if you put any of the gods in that crystal, we would have seen a mote of light, though it may well have been brighter than ours.
I think I might know why.
My soul has been tampered with slightly, and I still appeared.
Yes, you did. I'll ask you what you mean by tampered later, but Mercy, why? I think this is the case.
I told a few, I think I mentioned to you, Casimir, and you, Pod, at the party, but after Fazul got very drunk, we went outside after he shouted at Alara. I went out to see him. He told me he'd been having dreams. At the time, it sounded very similar, so I asked him what he was dreaming. He was very drunk and mumbling, but he said he'd seen a figure in black and described what seemed to match the description of the Archon of you know who.
Bane.
Yes. And then he said that your association was no good thing because Quan wasn't from here.
And we...
And I asked him what he meant. And I seem to recall him saying he wasn't from Lakai.
We took that to mean you were from a celestial plane. Azamar heritage, but I don't think it's actually quite that simple. And I don't know what it means either. I think, Juan, you don't exist in our fates. And I'm really glad for that.
And it would explain why whatever Quan touches in terms of destiny, it has such an impact. To be able to do whatever you want, and not to be bound or affected by any of your consequences.
Lean in,
Is-
Ben. We can't hear you so well. You're clipping.
Oh,
Yeah.
is extremely powerful. It's like he cannot be touched by destiny. He's unswayed by the currents of a stream. He can swim upstream simply because he wants to. That is what I think Quan experiences.
Like
I
a
agree.
fish.
Like a fish.
Like a salmon,
If you
specifically.
if you told a fish that it could go anywhere.
Wow.
I think the expression that Casimir looks at Quan with is like envy, but a lot of sadness as well. Probably sadness for himself that he isn't that. But it's like, damn, man, you got that.
Does any of this make sense to you, Quan?
Well, of course not. I mean, you've told me that this is a powerful thing, and yet in the same sentence, you've also told me I have no soul, or that my soul is so irreparably damaged that it functions differently to yours.
It's not damaged. I just think it's different. Somehow, some way, you are not from here. And when I say here, I mean Lakai, the planes associated. Maybe I mean a different star. Soul magic does not affect you. Your soul is different. It's not made of the same stuff as ours. And what an esoteric thing to say, but the building blocks of you are fundamentally different, it would appear. We're all bound to the chapters of fate in Savras's stupid fucking mouldy book. But you're
Well,
not.
Look, I appreciate that what you're saying could well be true, but I have friends who've known me, even though I might not have the memory. I know of people that have known me, and yet you're taking the words of an intoxicated Fazul of all people that I'm not from here, whatever that means.
Juan, does the name Faerun mean anything to you?
DM, does the name Faerun mean anything to me?
What the hell is a
Mate.
Faerun?
Just roll a d20.
Roll a d20, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a
Drum
3.
roll.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
3.
Cat. It's a side roll.
That's a
Nine.
side roll.
I can't say it sparks any.
I would say for a single second, it's almost as if a word or a memory clawing somewhere, but you lose hold of it almost as soon as it was there. And no.
But there are many things I don't remember, Casimir. You understand, it's not.
I'd never heard that word before. It's a place. I'd never heard it before until Bane said it to me.
But Casimir, I don't know the soul theory that you speak of. I obviously didn't have much insight into the lack of blobbiness that Quan exhibited. Many creatures don't have souls. Devils do not have souls. A certain number of Fae do not have souls. There are outer planar creatures which do not exhibit the same things, but perhaps Quan is simply one of these, trapped in a mortal container.
DM, is that true? Or would I think now, having read loads of shit on blood magic, that everyone is made of the same, like, sentient building blocks?
Yeah, you'd think that.
Mercy, you're wrong.
Extra planar beings perhaps are a little different, but devils perhaps are.
Devils, thoroughly made of the same stuff. Blood magic works because it interacts directly with the thing that you're made of. It's your purest essence. When I call Mateus, I'm calling that. I'm not reanimating bones, I'm directly interacting with his blob. I'm a blob son.
Ring of mind shielding stops blood magic, if that's relevant. Maybe.
It's your consciousness.
Your
It's what
blobtionsness.
makes you you if you're sentient. That's what you're made of. It's probably why a ring of mind shielding stops it.
There are many creatures which do not interact in the same way.
But Quan is clearly sentient. I think we can all agree on that one. Unless we... Quan is sentient.
I believe so.
Yes.
He does exhibit the
He's-
signs of sentience.
Yes.
He's the most sentient person here. I would go as far as saying.
No, we're all equally sentient. I would
Thank
say
you.
sensible, maybe. He's the most sensible one.
Oh yeah,
here.
that's the word. That's the word.
Yes, yes. But anyway, sentient. Soul has a consciousness, an essence, a sense of self, but does not have a representative blob. Razor's blood magic could not affect him because he did not have the right makeup to interface with it.
But Razor's blood magic did affect me, just not to the degree we would expect from someone else.
It would have obliterated anyone. It would have been overwhelming. It interacted strangely with you, but it could never... I don't know how to describe it. It's like it slid off you. It affected you, sure, like a well of energy coming up against a barrier it couldn't quite breach. But it wasn't. It would have obliterated you, like I said. It would have done that to a god. It was a weapon designed to kill a god, Quan.
Well, I can't say anything to that because I don't know, but I refuse to believe that if I didn't have a soul, or if I didn't belong here, or if I wasn't sentient, that Tyr would choose me and shine his light and bestow
I agree.
his power upon me. I refuse to believe it. It's impossible.
What doesn't make sense here is that Bran remembers you from a long time ago, from before your loss of memories. That doesn't
Guys,
make sense.
think about what you're saying about Quan, that Quan's different or his soul is wrong. But if you've said people remember him from before, whenever he lost his memory, Quan's always been here, from here, is part of here. It doesn't, I don't know.
That's right. It doesn't make sense. That does not make sense.
We should speak to perhaps a priest or a mage of some kind. I have heard of spells which can extend into the outer planes, ask questions of great powers or deities, find out information.
I think there are only... Well, there's a very select few number of entities that can shed light on this situation. Bran can tell us what he knows of Quan and his history. Quan, it sounds like you have a family here. Surely they will have some insight into where on earth you came from.
Does anyone, maybe Casimir, happen to remember where exactly Bran was going?
Yeah, Abaddon's Empire, right?
Well, the Ironclad Alliance,
Which is next to...
right next door.
So that would plunge us straight into the war, but it may well be worth it to solve this mystery. And then, boys, there's Bane. Mercy. Bane, the shard, the green shard that came out of Quan, directly affected the weave as though it was not part of it. It's spoken of a place that it knows Quan from. And apparently me.
I will take your word for a lot of that, but I do recall it shaking the weave and causing incredible pain to those of us in touch with it.
Perhaps it knows best what Quan is and where he's from.
Have you ever considered that whatever this entity is, it's lying to you to
I haven't.
reach its own ends?
I haven't, actually.
Maybe you should consider that.
I've considered it. Now.
What? Wasn't there a second shard, though, that Pod interacted with?
Yeah, there was like a golden one that I chose to keep in. It gave me this item, pulls out the amulet and also the sword.
You're carrying it around.
No, it disappeared. This was the fragments of it.
Pod, do you feel like there's any way of contacting it? Do you get a sense of being able to communicate with it at all? I know you talk to yourself quite a lot.
Here's my shield. It's like takes out the amulet and begins focusing on it for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes.
Pod, you've been there for quite a long time.
This is quite awkward now.
And you haven't said anything.
I felt it coming.
Okay.
Keep trying then.
Keep trying then.
And as we'll try, it's very aware we've played for a very long time. So if we take
a break.
After 9:30.
Okay, let me just digest those big lore dumpers.
Oh, so much lore.
Jesus.
Let me find some royalty-free pop. Here we go.
So, Boyband, you've had a dream. You've been to a park. You've met Savras. You've accused Quan of things.
We haven't accused him. We've tried to find
see?
his origins. It's a revelation, not an accusation.
I feel
You said it
very
was
accused.
a soulless monster.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a victim complex.
Oh, no, we didn't say monster.
No, that is not a victim complex.
Didn't say monster.
I didn't call you an abominations.
We didn't call you an abomination.
So you have no soul.
Just that you might be lacking the fundamental spiritual building blocks that make all people and mortals mortals.
We didn't say he has no soul, just that it's different. His soul is diff. He's not a carbon-based
No,
life form.
no.
Okay.
Go back and watch the VOD. You said, before you said your soul's diff, you said, I think you don't have a soul.
I might have said that.
Mm.
But can you imagine if I was like, Sai, I don't think you're a carbon-based life form. It's not an accusation. It's just it's fucked up, bro.
That's an accusation. What the hell?
Yeah, that is an accusation.
So, as a silicon-based life form, what?
So we're just in the park, yeah?
You're in the
We're
park,
just
you're just talking.
vibing in the park. Did anyone? Are there any bystanders? Did any rando see Savarus?
Did anyone see me as a naked man covered in sinew?
No, Mercy planned for this.
Several very frightened koi, apparently.
Yeah, actually, all the fish are dead.
Yeah, we need
Oh
to.
my
We need
God.
to. Oh, they're dead. We should
Actually-
Oh God!
Actually,
They
that is probably a
died.
good. No, that is a good point. Every living
They
thing,
would be blind and deaf.
all the insects, squirrels in the trees, the kois are all dead.
But how?
Ever since Casimir spoke as that creature.
Jesus Christ! How far does this death radius extend?
Yeah, how are the insects
Why
doing?
aren't
Like-
we
Over.
dead?
Did the
I mean-
pets? Are we talking
we find out?
dogs, cats, cows, sheep,
Cows.
badgers?
The cows in this
30 feet,
park.
30 feet around you all.
Okay.
But we're not dead.
No, you were deaf and blind instead.
I'm gonna reach into the pond and grab a koi.
Put the
Yep,
fish
pick it up.
down. Then
Why?
what are you doing with it?
I don't know.
All right, well that's
What did you think when you picked up the fish?
I wanted that fish.
Okay.
I can reanimate the fish for you. Guys,
Moving swiftly.
does anyone think that Abaddon has a point? Abaddon doesn't want this
No.
to happen. They're anti-end of world. Why are we peacefully agreeing to the end of the world? I don't
Well,
understand.
Casimir, all things come to an end.
Why?
This just confirms it.
Because the gods aren't mighty enough to stop Vashanarada? Well, why don't we make
No.
them mighty enough? Why don't we become mighty enough?
Savras isn't. They're not stopping it. They're inviting it.
They stopped it before,
This-
500 years ago. Lakai should have been destroyed. Savras said as much. They delayed it.
I have a question about
What happened 500 years ago? Oh, sorry.
like
History.
if it's the end of the weave and the gods can't stop it, it's something stronger than the gods. Then how did they stop it before?
Something to do with the lost plane, I don't know.
19.
What?
Sorry, what are you rolling for? Remind me? Just
What happened 500 years ago?
No, I didn't ask you to roll. 500 years ago is the rough beginning of current history in Lukai. You know that something happened before, but that is when it is reported that the plane was lost and history re-began. It's not a unexpected. It's not an, all of you are aware of that.
Okay.
How
And
does
we
the
know,
oldest, like,
okay, and we
wolf
know
or
that
something in Lakai?
Abaddon was fucking about before then, yeah? Is the Silent
Believably.
Canyon, does that predate 500 years?
So, you know that 500 years is when the plane was lost and when history as it is recorded began. You know Abaddon is one of the few entities you believe to have lived before then. The Silent Canyon, however, was destroyed in one of Abaddon's crusades since then, or the Empire from there.
But the Empire itself could have predated it.
Not to your knowledge, but who knows?
Shit. Boys, I'm not going to lie, I feel lost in a wave of hopelessness and despair. The gods are conspiring and accepting the end of the world. In a while.
Maybe the other gods
sure.
like killed whoever this Bane guy is to stop it from happening. But then Savras said that Bane didn't stop the end of the world.
He said he
But
didn't
he's
want to tell you.
gone. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Abaddon will know this. Abaddon 100% knows all of this. Shit. Let's go to the fucking canyon and think about all of this later. Maybe we'll learn something there. Maybe there's a lich whose knowledge and memory predates some of this. Maybe we can find Abaddon's lich ex-girlfriend or something.
How old is Greg? Or like how old are these liches?
Could be old as balls.
We asked. How old are balls?
Balls are... That's a good point. Why does that phrase exist?
I was asking you. I don't know the answer to that.
And I asked rhetorically, why do we say old as balls? We say it because they're wrinkly?
They are.
A little bit.
Hmm.
And you're not telling me yours aren't.
Yours are?
I mean, skin down there is sort of like that.
I am partially made of stone.
You're not saying
Back to the topic of the end of the world.
Are they like marbles?
Savras has clearly a way of describing things. I mean, Savras kind of embodies that what will happen, right? I don't really understand fate, but if the rest of the gods are in favor of, well, some of the gods are in favor of opposing Abaddon, and there must be a good reason. Just because we don't want the world to end doesn't mean that we must join forces with Abaddon. There is grey area and that we are lacking in information. We can't just assume that Abaddon is in fact the good guy in this scenario, surely.
I know, I agree, 100%. But I do think Abaddon knows things.
We all know things.
Okay, that, but Abaddon knows things pertinent to this discussion.
And what you're suggesting is that perhaps we should ask Abaddon, or find a way of asking, but at what cost?
Indeed, at what cost? I think it's an outrageous thing to suggest, I agree.
Outrageous, yes, but you did just do what you just did after telling us that you would unattune.
I never said I would unattune to it. I said I would break its hold over all of us, and I thought, personally, that meant me mastering it. What it actually meant was me becoming Vashanarada for a period of time.
A lie of omission, Casimir.
No, I told you. I told you all. I was going to master the Dark Star. Before I disintegrated the immediate area, before we fought the dragon, I told you I planned to master it.
You are smart enough to understand the difference. And you know that that is not what we thought.
Well, think harder next time.
It's not about thinking harder. It's about understanding what we think.
What Mercy is trying to say is we all stood with you to support you and risk our own lives for that rash, stupid decision. We have to trust each other, Casimir. Otherwise, what does any of this mean?
Why would I drop an object that would make me stronger? I can't carry on like this. I can't hide behind you, Quan, every time we get into combat. I'm useless. I need to be able to defeat the Praetor, liberate Sacramar. I can't do it as I am currently, and no matter what I do, I can't improve my own standing. Nothing
You're
gets any better.
You're already smarter, stronger, and more experienced than you were when we met. When we met, you were attempting to obtain some petty revenge for someone who you thought destroyed your cat. And we are now discussing matters of significance. You cared about your hair being coiffed then.
I
You
still
care about the fate of... You care about bigger things now, Casimir.
I still care
Just-
about my hair, Mercy.
You don't need things to
I-
gain power.
I know about more things, Mercy, but I can't contest it. How am I going to stand up to Vashanarada or Savras or any of these ridiculous cosmic entities we're coming up against if I can barely hold my own in any fight we get into? I need to be better than this.
You seem to have done okay so far.
We could die at any moment. Mercy, you... Never mind.
Except you won't. And he won't. And he can't. And myself, well, it could happen tomorrow. But so be it.
I don't understand why you're so content to let things happen to you.
Because all things have a time.
Why do we take that as gospel? It doesn't make any sense to me.
We
Because
don't
it is.
all take it as gospel, Casimir. Mercy is entitled to their beliefs and their own thoughts on the matter. But I certainly wouldn't be happy to roll over and let the world end tomorrow. But it doesn't mean that you should sacrifice what is probably giving you the most power to rush to the finish line when it involves matters you can barely understand. In fact, I think you're much stronger with us than you are with any motions to where the crystal disappeared.
This thing was harming you, wasn't it, Casimir? It made you weaker, you said.
Yes, but for the moment I held it, I was outrageously powerful. I could have gone to Sacramar and I could have killed Ptolemy in an instant. And I didn't
Then
do
why
it.
didn't you?
Because
It
all of
would
you
have
were
been
here.
you.
I put it down because all of you were here.
Well, you seem to have achieved all your goals. You had ultimate power, and if that's all that matters, then why let it go?
Why indeed? You're acting like I didn't.
Some part of you must feel like that power wasn't everything to you.
Maybe I just didn't like being disgusting. Maybe that was it.
Maybe.
You were quite disgusting. You look a lot better now.
Thank you. I'm not like you guys. I don't have a god that smiles down upon me. I prayed to them, but they didn't answer. I don't have an order that I follow whose words are absolute, who sit and arbiter fate. Fan, I don't really know what your deal is yet, so I can't make any sweeping comments about you, but I'm sure I'll figure out something disparaging to say in due course.
I'm sure you will.
Point is, I don't really belong anywhere. I don't draw power from anyone. Everything I have is because I have taken it myself. And there is no reason for me to believe that going forward it should be any different.
I think you should believe in your own power to change things.
Me making these decisions is believing in my own power. I believe that when I do this, I will get the better of whatever consequences thrust upon me. Previously, I only had myself to account for. Now I have all of you, which is frustrating, remarkably irritating, and I wish I didn't, but I do. So, unfortunately, I do have to consider all of your safety now, which I will have to weigh up against my decisions henceforth.
Well, you don't wish you didn't, because otherwise you would have left, right?
I would have. I will strive to find a way to make both of these things compatible. But if I have to choose between power that I think I can sustain, I don't know what I would choose every time. Really.
No one's asking you to make that choice. Not right now, anyway.
No. Let's go see Greg. He has a way of making things feel remarkably trivial and unimportant. Maybe we need some of that.
And perhaps there are answers in the Silent Canyon.
Perhaps.
Mm.
Let's go and see our lich.
And leave the fish. I don't think you should take it.
Please don't take the fish.
Why not?
Do you really want to?
We haven't had a lot. We haven't had lunch, guys. We've been here for a long time.
We can buy cooked lunch from a cart or restaurant on the way. You don't need to.
Can you cook this koi? Don't you have like a cook fish spell?
I'm not cooking that koi. Fine.
We're in the middle of a city, as Mercy says. We can just buy some food then.
I don't think that's a wild animal, Fern. I think that is a protected one. Probably somebody's pet. I suspect the groundskeepers might object.
Yeah, but it's dead. Fine. I'll chuck it back in the pond.
Put it back.
Yeah, I'll chuck it back in. Reluctantly.
I can reanimate it for you if you really want to keep it, but I think you want to eat it.
No, I was
rather
gonna.
than-
No.
I was gonna eat it.
No to either. No to the eating and no to the reanimating.
I hope nobody asks us why all the inanimate creatures are dead.
Well, let's not be around for anyone to ask us.
I'm so glad the Archon hasn't called us in to see her. I can only imagine.
It's a matter of time at this rate.
It
And
is.
we're in the city of the dead, right? These insects and stuff will fit right in.
They just
now that
died.
They're dead.
They just died.
Yeah.
City of the Died. Let's go. We go to Greg Skellington.
Yeah. Please.
Making your way
please.
from the park, uncertain about what you have seen, you return to Greg. Much of the circus has been dismantled. Clearly, they are kind of waiting around for you. They haven't really intended to stay this long, and Greg is like, "Oh, finally, you make your way."
Greg,
No.
say something funny.
Oh, you put me on the spot here. Your face. I don't know, like that's a fake laugh. I can hear. What's happened to all of you? You went to kill the dragon? Did you win?
Oh,
No, we
You,
lost.
you were with us. You disintegrated an acid.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Well, I had to use another body. It was a pain.
We won. We won, Greg. Yes.
it was
Glad to hear.
remarkably easy actually with Grax.
Oh,
Grax's.
a beholder made it easier for you.
Yeah,
God.
Bloody
so.
actually. It was a
That's
walk
kind
in the
of-
park, to be honest.
it's kind of why it was a good idea to recruit it.
Yeah, well, you let it loose. I don't know what its plans is, but I guess
I
we'll
think-
find out.
It seemed
It's
like
fine.
renovation. Graxia was making itself busy renovating the cave. When last we saw.
Oh,
sort
I'm
of-
glad you found a designer. I'm sure that's where it stops.
No, it was doing
Hasn't
it all
it?
himself. He was disintegrating out the pockets for itself, I guess, to sit in.
Casimir has some notion of it building a spy network for us, but we are not so confident on that particular. But we won't be here to find out because we'd like to go with you to the Silent Canyon.
Graxia is an enemy of Abaddon. I believe it will pay off in due course.
Well, ain't that great for you, but I've got to go through these sewers every day. Or every couple of days, I guess.
Well, Graxia's perfectly reasonable, so you're our friends. You freed it. All is well. Let's go see your liches. Or the other liches.
So, remind me, you're coming to my city so that you can learn how to be a lich, learn about blood magic. Does that about sound right?
I'm not sure about the lichdom. That's an option. I'm sort of, seeking, expanding my horizons. No, it's forbidden understanding great hidden histories of the world. The Lost Plane, we can add to that one. Blood magic. Yeah. And basically, where all your nastiest information is kept, we need to go there.
Well, all right. Pack your bags.
They're already packed.
That's a figure of speech, then.
Oh. What? I don't understand.
Oh, just follow me.
Are we welcome in the Silent Canyon, Greg, living that we are?
No, of course not.
Can you oversee our safety? Can we have a sort of badge?
I'll get you in the door, and then if you're with, like, my guys, you're fine. The rest of them, no vouching.
All right.
Can you look dead? I mean, some of you. Maybe Than could pretend again. He was good at it.
I wasn't. It just happens, alright? I wasn't pretending, you know? Not that I hated our time together, but I
Well,
was
you fooled me, and I'm pretty good at this.
pretty good at some other things as well. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, don't worry. I've heard that before.
I mean, I'm ostensibly a necromancer, so I assume I will fit right in with my bones and things. Quan and Pod, however.
Yeah, they're a bit out of place. Don't worry, there's plenty of people in denial. Could be one of them.
Okay, you guys, let's roleplay. Quan, you're a paladin, you've died, fighting Abaddon, and you refuse to move on. You are keen to get back to the fight. Where is the battlefield, Quan? Let's go, let's see it.
He's thinking really hard about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
and scene. Quan, that was good. But next time you should say something.
Paladin, are you alive? I'm role playing a lich right now.
Yes. No, but you said I'm in denial.
Oh no, that's true. Okay, you are alive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes,
right.
I am alive. I am a paladin of Tyr, and don't know where I am, and I don't remember anything.
What's the
That's
last
because
thing you remember, Paladin of Tyr? You were killed, Quan.
Looking upon my friends, I cannot lie. It's not becoming of it.
You must have some memory. Pretend you
The
were
last
in the
thing-
Shadow Realm. You remember blood running down your chest. Say that. You're not lying.
The
You
taste
remember
of
that.
blood. The taste of blood and a sword in your throat is the last thing you remember.
Quan, you look very pale. Are you okay?
You must remember. You were in the crystal, bleeding out for whatever reason.
Because I mean, maybe this sort of role playing is making Quan uncomfortable. He clearly doesn't like being put on the spot and forced to act a part.
True,
Maybe
I
he's
can
just
lie
he's
for it.
Maybe he's just a silent dead paladin.
I'll call you Mateus. You can be my dead paladin.
Go on. Can you say, in response to the question, you are dead, just say, no, I'm not. Quan, you're dead.
No, I'm not.
There we go. I think we have it.
Good. Perfect. It's the pod. Pod, you just
Yes.
don't talk about Kellenvor.
Oh,
Why not?
Nobody's
Pod,
an
you're gonna have-
abomination down there.
You're gonna have
Yeah.
to bear with this for a little while. Like, you can use your your inside voice. Like, use your really like inside voice. Like,
Oh, like this.
no, like more inside.
Oh, like
Like
this.
like inside, like in your head, like that inside voice.
Oh, I get it. Like my brother.
Yeah.
Talk to your brother
You,
the
you,
whole
you can
time
talk. You can talk to your
inside.
brother about how much it sucks there and like how horrible these abominations are.
Mm.
If any of us ask you, it's great. You love it.
We
Look,
probably
Pod,
would
I
ask
don't
you.
think it's fair for us to have to betray our faith. So I think that we'd best just leave this to Casimir. As Casimir seems to be very comfortable.
Immensely so, yes. They're just dead.
Just dead.
You know,
It's dead.
I don't think that's gone well for the group so far.
Nobody's died.
Well, the people have died.
Suppose they have. Let's go.
Yeah, how far is it to the Silent Canyon? Is it like? far away?
It's probably like half a day of travel into the sewers.
Oh, it's not even that far away. Oh yeah.
It's not. It's beyond the city walls.
Can we buy 5 potions of flying so we don't have to do your stupid like jumping traps?
Yeah, at the cost of the DM's guide or whatever. it is.
No, let's just get me a fly scroll or something. Anyway, we can min max our money and our flying capability in WhatsApp.
Yeah, okay.
Making your way through the sewers, much more aware, clearly following along with Greg and the troop. You go down the avenues you've been through before. You pass the undead Sphinx, who you've riddled, you've already answered, and you dip down a little bit and then make your way upwards as you emerge on the other side of the walls of Alarafa. You feel, Casimir, it's uncomfortable for you. For the rest of you, it's an unfamiliar feeling as you feel that hug upon your essence, your soul. This is closer to the realm of death, where your soul is supposed to go, where the homing beacon draws it through. The air is heavy, almost oppressive. It is silent beyond. Pale mist rises from the canyon floor. There are distant shapes, pyramids, statues, ruins of buildings. The ground is layered with fine ash and sand. Sparse patches of dead trees claw towards the sky, twisted, leafless. Above you, you see the steady stream of souls from the Soul Spire make its way forward on to the realm of the Raven Queen. Greg turns, well, why do you think this is home sweet home?
I really like the Stream of Souls. It's really neat. Really
Very
gives that
unique.
really gives it that je ne sais quoi, you know.
Well, that's where we're all going to end up someday. Maybe. Not me.
I like it.
Cool.
Look, I know it's dreary, and I know you two don't approve, but a lot of the people here didn't choose to be here. They've tried to move on, and they can't.
It's sad, really.
That's where they want to be, but some things just go wrong. Somebody wanted something else for them. Some
Why?
try to embrace their new reality, and others cling to what they once were.
Did anyone help them try and move on?
Sure, people have. Some succeed, some fail.
What about you? Have you ever
Oh,
considered moving on?
I want to. No. I enjoy this too much. It doesn't feel like my time yet. And I'm lucky enough to choose that.
Mercy. Is Greg
Yes.
under Severus's jurisdiction, do you think?
Yes, yes and no. I believe this creature has a understanding, maybe a truce of a sort, but given their value to the shepherding of certain souls back into the weave, a certain look the other way, if I can use that idiom, is employed with Gregarious. I've heard the name before, but no, Gregarious is dead, and therefore should have rejoined the weave into the tapestry.
There we go. We shall employ look the other way as long as we are here.
But I have to emphasize, I believe it's temporary, and just because they are essentially almost a weaver of a sort, a sort of contractor, a quasi shepherd of the weave.
Ain't that right? And he just kicks Agnes. Welcome home.
Mercy looks very uncomfortable with his treatment of Agnes. So, God, this is the guy?
Let's go
It
in.
was knowledge
I'm...
you wanted, right?
Yes. And for me particularly, I've never felt like I belonged anywhere. Maybe this will be different.
Well, the troop and I, we need to get back. You're looking for knowledge.
The worst of it. The most forbidden. The nastiest of secrets. The oldest of secrets. 500 years plus. Any liches in your council that stretch that far back?
There are. And it almost sounds corny. There are records that they have long ago. We call them the Obsidian Codex. They're kept in a vault. That building, and he kind of points into the fog. You can't quite see.
I can't see shit, Greg. Which one is it? Describe it.
Okay, roughly over there. I'll point it out when we get closer. But that's where those who rule this place hoard their knowledge, or at least I've managed to keep it from me.
Okay.
How do you break in?
You fight your way through traps, through magical ornaments, through legions of the undead, and then when you get to the end, you have to give up your wildest dreams and face your deepest fears for a glimpse of a single page.
You're bullshitting, Greg.
I am. I have no idea.
Could you introduce us to the keepers of the archives?
Certainly. Why not?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay, you got 1 out of 2. That's great.
wait.
No,
one-
I can't introduce you to the keepers of the archives.
They said they were keeping it from you. Like, you're not in charge around here?
What am I
thought,
going to do?
like-
Stroll in and be like, hello, denizens of the undead, the Fanatic Council. Here are these guys.
Why
Yes.
would you not?
And they want
Exactly.
stuff. Come on, you've got a
Exactly.
reputation to uphold.
Okay, so we need to convince the Fanatic Council that these guys should look at their stuff.
That's one route, or, break in, do some vault robbing. That would be fun.
All right, let's start
does
with
sound fun.
convincing the council, and if that goes horrendously wrong,
If they don't kill you at first,
If they
for being
don't-
living and beyond the wall, and
they won't kill us.
Come on.
They won't kill us, surely. Would they kill us, Greg?
look, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people don't really get here, and when they do, they're already dead. And when they're here for a while, they do die. So, clock's ticking. Not many people know or have a guide here.
Okay, are we a curiosity? Are we a kill on sight situation? Can you give us a pamphlet saying
curiosity.
we're from the circus? Say we're from the circus. We're acts. We're all silly little clowns.
You are, but here you go. Like, what do you want? He kind of hands out pamphlets or posters, but like, you're okay. You kind of take a step back. Look, you can. The longer you're here, the harder it is to leave. Convincing entities that have nothing but time and spend all their time scheming. They're games. They're obscure. Power plays here. The politics. Go deep. So it's never gonna die. The guy above you who won't let you do the thing. He's never gonna leave. Be there for millennia. And you, contrary to everything else here, you don't have time. So break in. Break a few bones. Break a leg, even.
Fuck. Okay, I thought maybe you had a necromancer's university or something I could stop in for a while, but it doesn't sound like that's viable, so...
People learn. There are libraries. You can definitely explore them. Kind of points out over there. If you wanted to... Sorry, where's my thing going? If you wanted to go to the crypt of forgotten monarchs or the pilgrim's path, the hall of champions, all of these are where you could learn something. That over there, that's where the council meets. That's where the chambers below house the records of the Skarsgård Empire, and it's where you'll find perhaps what you're looking for. I'd bet on it, and they're not just gonna let you in. Not from a
Boys.
sweet word from me, or a sweet word from you.
Boys, okay, right.
They
It's
haven't
it's
heard my
another
sweet
heist.
words.
It is another heist, I fear. But, this time, we need to scope it out properly. We did a bad job with the paladins. That nearly went horrendously awry. We need to do a better job with
mean,
this one. And in
maybe-
that time,
maybe-
I'm going to hit up all the books. I'm going to steal all the knowledge I can from this place while we scout out the really forbidden knowledge, and then I'll leave with everything.
Maybe they will let us. Why wouldn't they?
It might. You're right. Go ask.
Let's ask. Let's find somewhere to... Greg, where can we stay? Yeah. Do you do inns for...
No,
transient
nobody
souls.
eats. Nobody sleeps. Do you
Oh,
bring
there.
food? You brought supplies.
Do you do hotels? If you're from another part of the city, you stay somewhere else?
Oh my god, I just don't think you realize. No.
Well, surely you must want to relax somewhere. You need relaxing spaces, like a park at least.
Or like a layer.
Like a lair. What? Right.
Yeah.
Nighttime scheming.
I
We
have a
lairs.
chamber. I have a building. I have an altar. I have a room.
Can I sleep on your
But I
altar?
don't have...
Yeah, can we stay
That's
with
a
you?
gross invasion of privacy. You can sleep on my floor.
Not
Okay.
your altar. Okay, fine.
I'll
good.
take a floor.
We'll take a floor.
I'll nap on a pew. I don't want to sleep on the floor, but I will nap on a pew. I presume you have pews before your altar.
Sometimes, but like, remember, no one here eats. No one sleeps. They exist. They talk.
They're all-
They move.
Boys, do we have any food with us?
Well, we've got
couple pieces.
we've got sort of 10 days rations, travel
You guys-
food.
Can't you guys make food somehow?
Surely.
Pod, you can make food, right? I remember you telling me you can.
I think Quan can,
Make-
but
Of course,
food?
Pod I'm sure can make food. Quan probably.
yeah, I can summon it. It's not the most tasteful.
Okay, we eat takeout. That's fine.
Gregarious, how many liches are on this council?
5.
And what's their sort of? They're all sort of the top of their respective food chains, to use a different colloquialism. These liches are all creatures of significance within their domains, like you and your circus staff. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And where are they all from, or what are the structures that they all represent?
Well, asking the right questions. I, of course, represent the link to the outside. Some, well, they were important people in life in the Empire, and they never quite let go of that power. I'd say we're roughly me and Asfar. We're the two who've claimed positions of authority. The rest, they've been here since whenever all this started.
You're one of the
Alistar.
5, Greg.
I told you, yes. I
Fucking
took
hell.
that power.
And you can't see the books from the old guys. You're one of the 5 guys
No,
that
that's-
rule, and they don't let you look at their books.
No, the other 3 won't let me.
Okay, what are their names?
Nefara, Kalisar, Solemn. Solemn, I don't know how to say it with an American accent.
Which of them is the friendliest?
It kind of frowns as if like the friendliness is the thing. Well, Nefara is the final queen of the Skargard Empire, so I guess really in charge. But well, Saloon's nickname is the Bone Tyrant. I wouldn't go with him. Maybe Kalisar. Good luck.
What's Kalisar's thing? The Bone Tyrant doesn't sound. I mean. I thought
Warden of the Forgotten. He keeps
Okay.
the records. He's the person you'd want.
Kalisar,
But-
alright.
Friendly is,
Is he boring?
And-
no, not boring at all.
Okay.
Where's his lair?
The 3 that
Oh, they
look, I
share a
killed.
lair.
Look, I killed one of them. That's how I
Oh, you killed
I
one.
killed-
of
Do
them.
they all
I
live
killed one of
together?
them and
Is
helped them pass on permanently.
Is it a
They do,
polycule?
yeah, over there.
Is it a polycule?
Yeah, the ancient. Maybe in life, but it gets dusty now.
Huh.
How do I
How-
what?
How are you all okay with giving that up? With it being dusty?
You know when it's been a while, and you stop feeling that urge, and just kind of comes on.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen anymore. It's so freeing.
Huh. Oh, boring. Okay. 3 liches. Go for Kalisar. Nefara's in charge. Saloon is the Bone Tyrant, so we should probably stay clear of that one. Who's the other one?
I told you,
Zeus.
Asfar.
Asfar.
Yeah,
Asfar.
Asfar. yeah.
I know.
Asfar. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's
Like we
Asfar?
go
Not
to
that
hot
hot.
places.
Your thing is the circus and the connection to the outside.
No.
What's Asfar?
That's it, really.
What does Asfar do?
You know, I don't like to admit this. I'm a little scared of him.
Why?
Well, I killed the other guy, I snuck off on him, trapped him in a ritual circle, made him pass on when he didn't want to, broke whatever ritual rites kept in here. Thus far, I think he's the strongest. And he doesn't really have a domain. They don't really tell him what to do. He does what he wants. He's helped me a few times, fucked me over more. But you could always try.
Is there any mistrust or enmity between the three?
Oh, incredibly. In between us, between them. But it's like you hate your brother, but if someone's mean to your brother, you hate them. So it's like the three of them versus us two. But inwardly, they all hate each other. Power games, plays. What else have you got to do with time?
Asfar. He sounds.
Vizier, I believe, is what he calls himself.
He sounds aspirational, actually. Okay, good.
Aspirational.
Yes, I imagine you like him. He's so powerful that, he walks in a room and you just have to listen. That's what you want, right?
Okay, I'm going. Yeah, good. Right. Let's find a lair for ourselves. Or no, we're staying on your floor.
Well, we're crashing it. We're crashing at Greg's lair.
Let's scope the city. We'll have to be fast, somewhat. We start planning our attack or our heist. At the same time, maybe we just try talking to the council, see if they'll take us. I'll be nice. I'll not insult anyone. To be honest, I'll probably be so starry-eyed I can't formulate a mean word. I'll also heist the standard fare libraries.
I don't think you need to heist those. I think you can just walk in.
Sure. Right. Good. Good. Plan. I feel so much
you're
better.
right.
I think we just ask, right? What are they going to do? The worst they can say is no.
That's just not true, but you keep that optimism. It's what I like about you.
Greg, I appreciate you.
Thanks, Greg.
You don't like the whole book thing, the whole teaching thing. Are any of the other of the council maybe more interested in apprentices disseminating knowledge? Do they have an intern?
Disciples and supplicants. Yeah, yes, they love followers.
Do they have any supplicants or lieutenants' disciples who are particularly malcontent with the fact that their bosses won't move on?
Got such a suspicious mind, Mercy. What?
Just
They're so past retirement age, man. They're so annoying. I won't.
I'd say that those, if we were to have a bar, we don't. But if those who crushed a little bit too much under a heel, needing for a way for the old bastard to move on, Zenith, Arbiter of the Veil, Ralos, the final prophet, each one grand titles, but not on the council, and they want to be. God, do they want to be?
Who was that second guy?
Ralos, final prophet.
Zenith and Vralos. The final prophet!
yeah.
Casimir's just got he's just running his fingers through his hair going, that's so fucking cool. I don't understand. How can you think this is abominable? This is great.
I mean,
Well,
you don't
Ralos
know.
in his life was the final, the last prophet of Merkel of the Skargard Empire,
Oh,
and
shit.
that was a high title. But I guess when you die and you don't move on, then what's the good of a god of death?
I suppose he's
I
somewhat
suppose.
broken
Took him down a
tenets.
few pegs. Yeah, exactly.
I can imagine that he harbours some resentment about that.
They say that wounds heal over time, but if you got no skin and no flesh, I guess they just ferment.
So Ralos has festered.
Zenith
Okay.
believes they can save themselves. that this is a sign they're meant to still be alive. Some here follow them. Some believe that if you're meant to move on and you fail to, it's because surely you're meant to still be alive and something's gone wrong, and if only you could find the right thing, you'd be returned to life.
Rick, the three from the Skargard Empire, they were alive over 500 years ago, so they'll recall... No.
Several hundred years, I don't know how. You don't ask a lich their age, or a mummy.
Do you know if any of them are really, really old as balls?
That's an odd phrase.
How old would
Isn't
that
it
be if
just?
they were?
300 years is what I estimate, I think.
We don't have
Somewhere.
any Lost Plane rememberers. We don't have anyone old enough in the city to tell us the truth of what happened then.
They're not the oldest, but they're the ones I know, and the most prominent. You should try the places, I'm sure. I mean, this place is a combination of those who were kept here by magic, and those who can't go. Like old Agnes here. He should have gone anywhere he wanted, but he's here, and I and others don't know why. But some chose to be here.
Well, I think this is a fuck around and find out situation, boys.
You'll see, look, I feel I should prepare you. Some cling to what was. You'll see people tending the earth. You'll see people having markets, selling rags, scraps of parchment, bones even. It's a mimicry of life. They cling to what once was to keep themselves sane.
What do you guys do for fun down here? Do you have parties? Is there a nightlife?
We can. There's only nightlife. But yes. Though, what would it do to an ordinary person to... You want eternal life. You crave it. You have a purpose for it. Some
Boys.
here are forced upon them. There are
What?
tiers here.
There are some people
Not
that don't want
forced
to
by...
be that are.
Well, the whole thing is... That thing up there points up. It doesn't take everybody. Some get deposited here, and they can't move. They can't go. They get stuck. That's what happened to this one, pointed Agnes.
Has,
Oh.
has anyone tried to sort of slingshot them up there?
Oh, lots of people have tried various things. It's strange. It's almost ironic. Those who can be killed, like the one I did, they were kept here by our enchantments. But moving someone on who can't, they can't rejoin whatever that is, wherever it goes. Raven Queen won't have them.
So you just shoot them up and
Maybe.
then sort of fall back down?
Oh, we've had great fun throwing them up there.
I bet.
Killing them,
But boy,
mincing them, shredding them, doing whatever they asked for.
I'm not sure I'd ask to be shredded, you know?
Some get desperate.
It's not very nice.
It's not very nice.
And then they
Yeah,
lie
what-
there in pieces forevermore.
Well, surely
been
someone
there.
puts them back together.
Why?
Fan,
You don't put them back together?
Wow.
Well, I mean,
You're maybe slightly more nervous about the bones you've been treading on since you arrived.
Oh.
you could heal the undead, of course. There
No.
are spells that do it. You know?
what cleric would come here though?
I point to Pod.
I'm uncomfortable by this whole conversation.
Yeah, probably.
Let's head into the city and see what we make of it in person.
Agreed.
Where do you, just for information, where do you put the shredded people? Do you keep them somewhere? Are they?
Oh, we tried it a few times. It didn't work, so people stopped. You don't want to be a shredded mess of bones.
No, okay, but they're not. They're kept somewhere, I assume. We're not treading.
Oh, I
on-
don't care.
Right. Good.
Good.
Cool. Making your way into the city at 10:30, we'll just finish there on shredded bones.
Shredded bones.
I'm imagining
Those-
like a big industrial spiralizer.
I'm imagining a wood chipper,
Yeah,
except-
just throw
except
into-
it's not wood.
Oh geez. Well, I'm very excited for the Lich City. Yay!
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
We're about to.
it's gonna be good.
Like, we're gonna try and talk to the High Council, and when they eventually reject our offer to look at these ancient tomes they don't look anyone at, we're gonna break in and hope that goes better.
I have one word on my mind, and that word is coup.
Oh, nice.
A
Coup's a good angle.
Okay, remember guys, something we do know is that one of these fuckers is making skeletons go backwards. They're making
Yeah,
skeletons
dressed in
walk
red.
into Alarafa. So we could find more out about that and tell the Archon, and then maybe tell the guys that want a coup that that guy's day is numbered because he's overreached. And then
I wonder.
Mm.
I wonder who's more powerful, the Archon or this Council of Liches. You know, who would win?
let's find out.
Sick the Archon on this misbehaving Council of Liches.
Right, they're just naughty little guys. They're scheming.
Yeah.
They're like toddlers scheming about stealing cookies.
I think if they were all in on the fight, then maybe it'd be a hard time. But it sounds like they wouldn't all go in for each other. Do you know what I
Alright.
mean?
One of them's
Like,
being
if-
cheeky. One of them is being hella cheeky.
Like, at least it sounds like Greg and the other one would probably just be like, "This isn't my fight. See you guys." And then like three, I think is a much tougher time, and the Archon would just squelch.
Yeah, I think it's the 3 Scarguard Empire guys, and then Greg and the really strong one are just like, they're vibing.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so
I can see it.
one of them, whichever one of them is wearing red, is the bad one.
Yeah.
Ooh, good shout.
Watch that be the fucking.
With the strong one.
The cool strong guy.
The new
watch
one.
That be,
No,
watch that be
Casimir's in love with it.
Asphalt.
Casimir's mega into him. Asphalt?
Asphalt, the strongest lich.
Asphalt. Why did you do it? Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Me or Clue? Who's responsible here?
You named your lich Asphalt.
Asphalt. It's a cool old name. There's no T.
It is time. I'm coming.
I'm coming Asphalt.